What is going on, Future Focus family? My name is George. This is Future Focus Finance, and every day we make videos to help you make money investing. And today we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're gonna jump right into it. I'm by myself today, as you can see. Matt might be jumping on, my brother might be jumping on, but as always, we are glad to have you here. With all that said, let's just jump right into it. So Cardano went live. Let me make sure we're sharing the screen here. Cardano went live, and it's been a success so far. No major issues. Cardano launches smart contracts after successful hard fork. Cardano has completed its Alonzo hard fork to introduce the Plutus powered smart contract strips. On Monday, IOHK tweeted that the upgrade had been completed successfully and facilitating the creation and execution of smart contracts on the public blockchains, which is something we've been waiting for because this is the one thing that has kept Ethereum from being the more dominant force because they had the ability to do smart contracts on there. However, they don't have the ability to really scale, and that's why Ethereum is trying to upgrade their current systems. They're having some issues with that over there, but Cardano was very slow with it, more methodical with it, and now they are able to scale. They are able to do smart contracts faster, and they are able to do it bigger. There were some rumors out there that they could only do one block at a time per transaction, and that was of course false. Despite celebrating the milestone, Cardano notes that it is still in the early days for the project, asserting that now is when the mission truly begins. In a blog post published on the same day, Cardano has announced the completion of its Alonzo hard fork, ushering in its long-awaited smart contract functionality. This is where the mission truly begins as we, the whole community, start delivering on the vision we have all been working towards for so long, building a decentralized system that extends economic identity and opportunity to everyone, everywhere. The Alonzo fork enables smart contracts to be written for Cardano using Plutus scripts, when the team describes as a purpose-built smart contract development. They're using, of course, the programming language Haskell, which is supposed to be easier for the regular person that's never done programming languages to understand. However, the team has encouraged its community to maintain sensible expectations for Alonzo, stating there are high expectations resting on this upgrade, some unreasonably so. Cardano watchers may be expecting a sophisticated ecosystem of consumer-ready dApps available immediately after the upgrade. Expectations need to be managed here. Cardano is a public blockchain that was founded by Ethereum co-founder Charles Hoskinson, as you may already know. While Cardano pledged to rival Ethereum's dominance in hosting decentralized finance and Web 3.0 applications, the project has garnered criticism for failing to deliver smart contract functionality until now, despite launching in September 2017. So they've been very, very slow and methodical with everything. And I say methodical because everything they do is planned. So one thing we'll go and look at is the Cardano roadmap. So I want you all to understand that just because this came out, it doesn't mean that, it's all complete. They've literally laid out a roadmap to let you know where they are at, where, what's going on. And they're sometimes in between different phases of it. So, as you can see, the Byron phase, they have the Shelley, the Gauguin, the Basho, and the Voltaire. And I have an in-depth video that I went in going through all of these. But underneath, it talks about what they're doing. So they reached this milestone here. They became fully decentralized when they went through the Shelley phase. So as they went through the Gauguin phase, you could go down here and it tells you exactly what's going to happen during the Gauguin phase. This is the Plutus thing we were just talking about. They have Marlowe down here. Different things that go on throughout these phases. Now, one thing you need to understand is that the Byron phase didn't need to finish in order for the Shelley phase to begin. So there were things that were going hand in hand simultaneously. So the Shelley phase began before Byron finished. Same thing with Gauguin. Gauguin began before Shelley was finished. So things are like overlapping each other, which is not a negative thing. So they're doing things simultaneously. Basho, that's when the scaling is going to begin. So as you can see, Gauguin, that's when smart contracts were coming into it. And if you go even go in here and it goes more in depth, and it talks about what dApps are. And it specifies things for you, so you don't have to play the guessing game. Where the Shelley era decentralized the core of the system, Gauguin adds the ability to build decentralized applications on Cardano's solid foundation of peer-reviewed research and high assurance development. They are highly criticized at times simply because things aren't always on time. But they're not always on time because they don't want to release something and have to bring it back and, you know, fix it and then send it out again. They want it when they launch it to be good the first time around. As well as adding functionality in the form of smart contracts, Gauguin will also see improvements to the core Cardano offering. Most significantly, the addition of a multi currency ledger will extend the usefulness of Cardano even further, enabling users to create new natively supported tokens. This will allow the creation of fungible and non fungible tokens, which a lot of people don't understand that these have already been bought and sold. Like NFTs are already being used on Cardano. Another benefit will be easier integration of smart contracts and dApps involving multiple cryptocurrencies. The Gauguin era represents a step change in the abilities of Cardano, opening the way of development to the development of enterprise level mission critical decentralized smart contract applications, with even more exciting things to come during the Basho and Voltaire eras. So you get to be along for the journey, and you can hold them accountable because they're letting you know this is what we intend to do, this is our plan. And there's not really much of the guessing game. And if you have questions about what a certain thing is, or what, if you hear a word you never heard of it before and you want to know what it is, you could come down here and they have definitions for you, and you could even click on these specific links and it'll go even more in depth in there. You could click over here where it says status, and you could see status updates. Is September 2021. This week, the team focused on fixing hardware wallet issues in preparation for the Alonzo Ready Daedalus release. And the Daedalus release, it's already out there. You can use the Daedalus wallet in order to stake your Cardano for different rewards. It could be like 4%, 5% staking rewards. So the Daedalus wallet is being used. This week, the team resolved an issue that occurred when submitting a transaction in Daedalus using a hardware wallet. So it goes up here and says what's going on. This week, the team made progress in testing the connection pruning. They also fixed several network issues. So you have a team that's there listening to the community, listening what's going on out there, and they're making efforts to fix it. So Cardano also copped a flack in early September after the first decentralized application to launch on its testnet encountered issues relating to failed concurrent transaction processing. But you need to understand that things are not going to be perfect. You can't slay them. Just because Alonzo came out yesterday on Sunday, September 12th, it doesn't mean that Monday, September 13th, everything's going to be perfect. There's going to be issues, but they know that, and they're there. They have a global team that's ready to address these issues. This was one of the tweets that was sent out. It was just somebody complaining, and it was a lot of people complaining about the way things are done. But they're just they're judging, they're frustrated, but at the end of the day, they're pretty open source with everything that they do. They put everything out there in order for you to judge it. They're not secretive at all. Charles Hoskinson is very active on YouTube. He's always making videos talking about updates, talking about things that are going on, even talking about random things. So you could go over here, check the status. You could check the phases. You know, you could go to Voltaire, see what's going to happen during Voltaire. There's a plan. Everything is methodical, and you got to respect the fact that they're methodical with everything they do. So this morning there's been some rough patches in the price action. So we could go look at let's go to trading view. Go to ADA USD. We'll launch the chart, and we could zoom in here. We could take a look at, let's say, the 3-month chart. So if you take a look at the 3-month chart, You could see that they've had a great run during this time. During this time, they've had a low of $1.01, and currently they're trading at $2.39, which is off their lows, yes, because they had a high of $3.11. But this is one of those things that's called buy the rumor, sell the news. So there's no, like, the rumors are already out there. Once people start hearing, Cardano's going to launch smart contracts starting this September 12th. So once people start hearing that, this is when you start seeing this run up. And then once it happens, it falls down. The same thing happened with Bitcoin. The news about El Salvador came up, and Bitcoin had a huge run from 30,000 all the way to 50,000. And then it actually happened. And the very next day after it happened, they had a little sell off. It's natural. One thing that you need to realize with these sell offs is that it's not all fear driven. Not every time that you see a sell off is because people are afraid and they're selling the cryptocurrency or stock or whatever you're invested in. A lot of these comes to something called leverage, which means people borrowed money from their brokerage in order to make this trade. So what happened is, they could, let's say they're here at the $2.60 level, and they decide, you know what, I think it's going to keep going up. So I don't really have the money to benefit on this. Or maybe I do, but I don't want to use my own money. I want to create money out of thin air. So I'm going to borrow money from my brokerage. So the money, it gets up here to 296. They're still being greedy. It drops a little bit. They don't panic. They hold it. It goes back. It gets to the $3.13 level, $3.11 level, and they go, it's going to keep going up. So they don't sell. Well, little by little starts dropping. And then every little level here, when you see it going down, we could even zoom in. Every time you see it going down, there's margin calls being activated because the brokerage is not going to lose the money they lend you, or not all of it. So they want to make sure that they get paid before you get paid. So you could borrow money, and this is what happens here. It'll just continue to drop. It seems like it's a found support around the current level it's at right now. And even if this fell to $2, a dollar, I'm still bullish on this product, Cardano, in the long run. All right. So that's it for Cardano. We'll move on to the next topic. This is in the cryptocurrency space as well. This is some big news from today, September 13th. Walmart says crypto payments announcements is fake. So last week, this publisher announced that Litecoin was going to be accepted at Walmart. It was like a news report. On that news, Litecoin jumped up, and it's since tumbled about, I believe, 20% since this news. So as we read the article, cryptocurrency Litecoin gave up a 20% gain and tumbled back to earth following a fake press release sent out by Global Newswire that referenced a partnership with Walmart. A Walmart spokesperson confirmed that the press release is not authentic. Litecoin last traded down by 2%, according to Coin Metrics. A number of media organizations, including CNBC, sent headlines on the announcement. Shares of Walmart had little movement on it because Walmart never made that announcement. The announcement referenced a non-working website in the email of one of the contacts listed, raising suspicions. The news release said that Walmart, the biggest retailer in the US, would accept cryptocurrency for payments from shoppers utilizing Litecoin. The release was never listed on Walmart's official corporate website. So when you hear these rumors, make sure you go and confirm it from the source. Um, for example, when Dogecoin was supposed to be being accepted at the Dallas Mavericks arena, it was believable because Mark Cuban, the one that owns that, was the one that made the announcement. So it came from the horse's mouth. It was a public announcement by him. But when you see a third party announce something like this, you need to ensure that you're following through, doing your due diligence. Don't just invest in something because you could end up losing your money. And definitely don't just invest in something with margin. So just something to think about. All right. So that's another news story. The next one we're going to look at is one that affects my hometown, New York. Um, Top earning New Yorkers could face 61.2% combined tax rate under House Plan. Californians may face 59% rate. So New York, it's already hard there. Everything's so expensive. The proposal included a 3% surtax on taxpayers earning more than 5 million a year. They would also raise the top marginal income tax to 39.6. So let's say you're not making 5 million a year, which is not that's not a lot of the population, but how much incentive do you have to go and thrive to try to make that much money when you're going to be taxed that much for making that much money? It's kind of weird, kind of something to look at. The plans would preserve the 3.8 net investment income tax and extend it to certain pass-through companies. The result is a top marginal freedom federal income tax of 46.4%. The House plan is still a proposal and could change. Yet the combined rates for New York City would be the highest in nearly 40 years. And this is something that goes along with stagflation. A lot of the prices on consumer goods are extremely high right now. And it's not being linked to growth. So just something to keep in mind there. Um, I got my brother here on the stream. I think he wants to join. What up, Jonathan? You there? All right. Well, I think he's might be having some. You there? What's up? What's up? Can you hear me?
You hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you.
Yeah, my camera's, I don't know, the signal. You can hear me
All right.
though?
No. Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. What's up? How you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm glad I made it to live. So what's the topic today?
Well, we just covered a bunch of topics, man. We covered Cardano, their new hard fork. Hey, it's really noisy on your end, man. So we covered Cardano.
Is
We
it better
covered
now?
nah, it's like somebody's talking in the background. Um, but we covered a bunch of different things. We just talked about Walmart not accepting. Yeah, so yeah, it sounds like you're in a
All
movie
right,
theater,
well,
bro.
I'm
Yeah.
by myself.
Um, let's look at this Litecoin. Let's look at what happened with Litecoin off that news. Yeah, I'm Litecoin. All right, so you can see that big rise and dip here. We'll take a look at the 1 month. Um, you can see how big that. Let's look at the closer to it. Yeah, it looks a lot bigger when you're looking at it from the 1 day chart. So it was actually on a decline, and then that news broke, and you got to be very cautious with this news. Um, you might think you're good because you bought it here, and you're like, oh wow, it kept going up. Be cautious because it could just land right back down. You could have bought at 200 and thought it was great when it reached 239, like you had a smart idea. But unless you sold rapidly because you didn't even have that much time in actuality to sell, unless you're a trader. But a lot of people are not traders. The average person is not a trader, so they're not really selling these movements. A lot of people got caught here. Anytime you see a green bar, somebody's buying there. There's a lot of people buying at these, and you got to be very careful with that because who knows if Litecoin is ever going to reach these areas again. Let's go look at Coin Market Cap. The most trending cryptocurrencies right now are Cardano. There's one called Gala, and there's one called Kalata. The biggest gainers have been Shiba Floki, Zabu Finance, Wagyu Shop. And then recently added were Planet Watch, iLayer, and Waya Care. So as you come here, we see you got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Tether, which is still under investigation. You got Binance Coin, XRP, Solana, who's making a big move up. This one came out of nearly nowhere, and it's I could see it cracking the top five. This one has a lot of momentum going towards it. XRP, this one is always volatile. Polkadot is another project that has a lot of followers. They have a big community behind it. And then you have the Doge. It's losing a lot of support. You know, a lot of people are jumping off of this bandwagon into Polkadot, into Solana. Then you have Terra Luna, Uniswap, and Litecoin is sitting here at the number 15 spot. And once this was like a top three coin way back when, back in like 2014, 15, this was a top coin and it's back down to the 15 now. You know, who knows how much more it'll drop. Avalanche has made a huge run. Avalanche at one point was in the few dollar range, and this one in a brief time, not even that, like since the summer, it's really had a good run. Algorand, a lot of people like this because of the steady dividend, and you know a lot of people are accepting this one right here. So that's another one to look at. But yeah, until all right. But yeah, Jonathan, man, about to end the broadcast. You got any words for the people? You got anything?
I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, we can talk about Vivi if you have time.
All right. Yeah. My brother really wants to talk about NFTs. He's gotten into the NFT thing and he wants to share it with y'all, the viewer. Um, so yeah, I just want you guys to stay tuned. Hit that notification bell so you guys can actually see when we go live. We're doing this every single day. Uh, if you go back to last week, I think it was Thursday's podcast, I went through a whole list of different places you can go and get NFTs from. I went through in-depth video on their marketplaces, different marketplaces for NFTs. So go and take a look at that. As always, invest in us and press that like button. Invest in yourself and smash that subscribe button because it costs you nothing. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when we go live, and share these videos with your friends. All right. If you care about your friends, you will share these videos with them. But thank you for watching. We love you. We're here for you every single day. Until next time.